Today we will be talking about 7 Wonders Duel. You might know the game 7 Wonders. It is a 2 to 7 player game and it's published by Asmodee. Its little brother is 7 Wonders Duel. Wait, no, don't say a word about codenames. This game is actually good. In 7 Wonders Duel, players take control of a not named civilization. Players build buildings and wonders over 3 different eras. There are 3 different ways to win 7 Wonders Duel. If a military or technology victory condition has been met, the game will end immediately. If not, then when all cards in the 3rd era have been played, victory points will determine the winner. The game is easy to learn, it's quick to set up, it doesn't have many moving parts. The first time we played it, it was immediately a blast, even though we made some major play errors. As soon as the game ended, we shuffled the cards and went at it again. After play session 2, you will experience the thrill of knowing there is so much to master in this game. One caveat, and that is that there is a little bit of luck involved in this game. Though, on a scale of 10, it's just a 3. The game's main components consist of small cards, cardboard chips and cardboard coins, and a war board. There are 7 kinds of buildings / cards. You have the brown, the raw materials consisting of wood, steel and bricks. The grey, goods consisting of glass and papyrus. The blue, civic buildings, victory points only. The green, technology, there are 6 different symbols you can get. Yellow, commercial buildings, you can get resources cheaper and some will give you victory points. The red, military cards, have different amounts of war score on them. Purple cards are guilds. In a game there are only 3 active and they bring big bonuses. Oops! Technically wonders are buildings too. So let's make it 8. Speaking of wonders, when the game starts you get to choose 4 of them. First 4 cards are drawn randomly from the wonder deck. Player 1 gets to choose the first wonder, then player 2 gets to pick 2 wonders. The remaining wonder is for player 1. Redo this process, starting with player 2 to pick first. Wonders can only be built by paying the cost listed on them and taking 1 card from the build pool to slot under the wonder. If the card you choose has a cost, negate that and negate everything else on the card. Only 1 player can have the maximum of 4 wonders built. Wonders grant you victory points, cards, coins, resources, military points, or they will give you an ability. Some abilities let you destroy cards of your opponent or give you an extra turn. That's very handy. So now that we have an overview of the components, let's talk about the eras. As said, there are 3 different eras in the game. The difference between the eras are the cards used and the way the cards are available. So in the first era, the cards are placed in a pyramid shape. This allows you to choose from a lot of options as your first pick. In the second era, cards are placed in an upside down pyramid shape. In the third era, cards are placed in a sort of circle. Cards that are free can be used, like these. Free means there is no card on top of that card. If a card that was face down becomes free, it is turned face up. Some cards might require you to pay resources or coins to build them. Some also have an option to be free if you have another building as mentioned on that card. Brown buildings are free most of the time. Players take turns taking a card from the pyramid or circle and building or discarding it. If you discard a card, you get 2 coins, plus the amount of yellow buildings you have already built. Players try to build an engine from the resources cards while also trying to check what their opponent is up to. Playing military cards will move the meeple on the military track an X amount of spaces towards your opponent's side. On the way to the max score or victory, you will unlock bonuses. You get victory points and once a meeple gets high enough, you get a one-time bonus that lets you remove some coins from your opponent. Players can also gather technology cards. You need to have 6 different technology symbols built to win a technology victory. If you have two of the same technology symbols built, you can take a progress chip from one of the 5 spots above the military track. On chips you will find a variety of symbols, all having their own unique bonuses. As said before, if no player meets the technology or military threshold and all cards are gone, it is time to start counting victory points. It is a good thing the makers of this game have included a special scoreboard, because there are a lot of ways to score victory points. With this scoreboard, it is easy to keep track of your points. That might be my main issue with the game. If none of the basic victory thresholds have been met, you have no clear idea who might be the winner. So on many of these cards you will find different symbols regarding victory points. Some of these cards might say for an X amount of blue cards there are victory points. Some of these cards will say, well, if you have military points you will get some victory points. You have no clear idea of how many points you are actually scoring. In my last game, for example, I was sure I was done for. My opponent built many blue cards with the big victory points on it. I had next to no blue cards because I tried to win on the military or the technology victory points. Then, after adding all my scores up, I beat my opponent still by 20 points. He was as amazed as me. So he asked if I would want to do a recount, which I did. And there was still a gap of 20 points. Let us know your opinion. Do you own 7 Wonders? What is your best or worst experience with this game? Don't forget to leave a like or just subscribe. It's free and it helps us out a lot. So my verdict. It should come as no surprise that I find this game really enjoyable. It is really easy to get to the table and easy to learn. Yes, there are a lot of ways to earn victory points and it is hard to keep track of them. But it is very satisfying to see your strategy pays off. Using your Wonders at the right time to take that extra card, or use your turn to burn a card your opponent is longing for and you just use it for coins. This game can be for the players that only play board games casually, but also for more competitive gamers. I would definitely recommend this game to almost all kinds of gaming groups. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.